Lewis Howes does that kind of a thing. He's a younger example of this. He's great at connecting people together. Former professional athlete, holds a world record. My God, it's a sign.
It's a 15-minute warning.
Oh boy.
We've only got.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So bad. F. Lewis. That's Whitney Hoffman. She's very nice. No. Whitney is the mom of all PodCamps. I co-founded PodCamp with Christopher Penn. We started the idea. It's a derivative of BarCamp, so you all get it. But Whitney has actually helped execute more of them than anybody else, and she helped network across laterals. Where people do the networking thing could do it differently, instead of being judgmental, is we tend to think of our Greater Seattle area network, or we think of our Greater Seattle tech area network. That's awesome, you're all inside a fishbowl, God bless you. Span, start spanning. Start figuring out how you can be in the nonprofit network. Start figuring out how you can be in the band network. Start figuring out how you can take all your cool kid insider knowledge and embed yourself in other networks.
This is super tight with the agents, with the one of us idea that we're talking about too, because once you're an insider to a group and you know the language and you know all the people inside it, then all you have to do is just like when we talk about Whitney, she is a lawyer,
yes,
and she's part of, like a
mom,
crew and like all of these things, and so it's a natural thing for you to be part of a ton of groups. You're not just a one-sided person. When you connect all those people together is when you become Agent Zero.
Perhaps you're a 12-sided person. Be the priest, build the church. This is a Julien phrase. I liked it a lot, though. It's basically the idea of almost to make your own game, but to build the church is the next important part. Always gather people. Always gather people. The network is only as powerful as you. Jeff Pulver's line, you live or die by your database. It's the first thing he said to me when I came to work with him. First thing he ever said, massage and live by that database. Treat it nicely. When I say database, if all your connections are still in Twitter, you might want to rethink that. If all your connections are Facebook friends, rethink that. Find ways to connect to them outside your database. Suddenly I looked over at Robert and I thought famously of that wonderful moment where someone politely, it was a Plaxo, gave you the nice third-party app to help port your Facebookers out, and everybody freaked and you got killed and all that. He was doing the right thing. Just turns out Zuck didn't see it that way. God, I want to talk with them. You live or die by the database. Human artist. This is the notion that etiquette and human skills are much more important than people have given credit for the last 70 years in rising. I don't know, what do you want to say? We only have 15 minutes.
Oh wait, 15 minutes, oh man. So, what the hell?
Etiquette. So this is a really interesting picture. This is a coffee house in London where they have all these rules. One is you can't dunk your cookie in the coffee because they think that's rude. So they like soup Nazi you, the verb, out of the room. When you do this, when you clink your cup too much, so it's a judgment call there. Or should you use your cell phone during your time at the coffee shop? You might be like, oh, hello? Out of my store! Done. Etiquette matters.
I mean, it's just an understanding. So many of our signals are misunderstood on the web, because when we're talking to each other, then you and I, we can chat, and if I'm looking over your shoulder and not paying attention to you, you're going to know that. And if I'm facing this way, you know that I want to go away. These are things that we understand about each other just because we're human beings. But so much of those signals are gone when we're on the internet that we somehow lose the ability to behave properly sometimes. And so we need to learn the new rules of interacting on the web. Some of them you guys have figured out, largely because you've been doing it for a long time, but some people just haven't figured it out.
By the way, one of the most interesting things about social media is it's a gateway for people who maybe don't have the best of social skills to try online. But this is true. I mean, there's so many undiagnosed Asperger's cases right in this room.
Yep.
And some of you are diagnosed and you just don't want to talk about it. It's okay. In either case, you're still wonderful people, and you still now have a gating tool to allow you to learn how to do some of this stuff. And as we around encounter these people, tread gently. These new tools have allowed them a way out of their basement and into conversation, and it matters. Pretty Girl at the Bar is your story, which was really weird for me to be reading the audio of how to pick up chicks.
I don't talk about that. Maybe, okay, what I do say is about, it's true for famous people, whether they're on the internet or in real life, or whether it's just somebody who's out of the ordinary in some way. The more you treat them like they're out of the ordinary, the more they'll, when you act subservient to someone, you give them the impression that it's okay to feel superior. if instead you behave like you're equal to them, then they'll behave like they're equal to you. So the way that I relate this is whenever there's a really pretty girl at a bar or wherever, it doesn't matter, and everyone else is kind of looking over, if somebody goes over and is like, hey, you're really pretty, what do you think that she's going to respond? She's going to be like, and what, you know, you're acting subservient to them. So it's the same whether you're connecting with people in person, whether it be at this conference or elsewhere, and you're acting like, oh, I don't want to take up too much of your time, I'm so sorry, you know, and the this and the hovering around them when you're like, come over and ask your question. All of these behaviors are behaviors that you need to figure out and sort of maybe not analyze to death, but like certainly understand what it is that you're doing. Is your posture wrong? Are you hunched over when you talk to people? Are you looking nervous? You're all tight. All of these
words
things.
Like just. Yeah, I just wanted to say hi, or I'm just
like, and you're talking to the floor, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
which is awesome if there's notes on your shoes. But Steve Garfield said it to me. I was in Steve Garfield's kitchen at 2006, which is also the set of the Carol and Steve show, or the Steve and Carol show. And Steve said people are people, and you really have to go into every single encounter like that. You treat everybody just like there's somebody you saying hi to. So like Vinod Khosla is like, you know, billionaire dude, and I'm like shaking his hand like, hey Vinod, good to meet you. How you doing? What'd you have for lunch today? You know, because they are just people.